My family's safety has been put on the line due to your actions.
No more Duno at no jumper. No more Smack at no jumper. We gone, man. Me personally, I feel amazing, man.
Adam22 built one of hip-hop's hottest platforms from nothing, then watched it crumble after a series of moves cost him his team, his money, and his respect.
We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit.
The cracks were already there, but what really sent everything over the edge? Let's break it down. The come-up. Adam Grammy came up in New Hampshire. No ties to hip-hop whatsoever. Zero street cred. His first taste of putting out content was through the BMX world, running a brand called On the Come Up. That little operation gave him the whole blueprint for what came next. Around 2015 to 2016, he launched No Jumper as a hip-hop blog that later morphed into a full-blown podcast network and YouTube platform. The whole play was simple. Pull up with U-Panned coming rappers and let them put the world on. At the time, the SoundCloud wave was going crazy and nobody else in media was tapped in. Adam was the first one to clock it. TK, Lil Xan, and the late great Lil Peep, all of them had music videos hosted on the channel. Many of those joints are still the most viewed content on the whole platform, even 9 or 10 years later. Bro tapped into something nobody else was doing, and he got there first. That is how you build clout from nothing. But he was still the new kid at the cookout, the outsider trying to get a plate, and the real ones in the culture could smell it on him. At some point, even Dame Dash made him pay for his haircut in return for an interview. But Adam took that L on the chin and kept it moving. Landing big names was worth the bread. And for a minute, it was because the checks were hitting from every direction. No cap.
What does the whole brand make in a month or in a year?
No Jumper might bring in $1 million a month.
A ticket a month. On top of that, their Patreon was pulling 6 figures monthly, and Facebook alone was bringing in a couple hundred racks a month. That is the kind of bread that makes a man feel untouchable. That is boss money right there. The kind that has you believing you cannot lose. Then the pandemic slid through, and instead of slowing the whole operation down, it did the opposite. It sent everything to the moon. Views doubled. Some months they tripled. YouTube numbers were doing tens of millions monthly across the channels. Snapchat and Facebook were sometimes cashing out 6 figures each on their own. Everybody was locked in at the crib with nothing to do. And No Jumper was feeding them content around the clock like a 24-hour trap house for hip-hop media. So Adam did what a lot of cats do when the money is flowing nonstop. He started spending like the well would never run dry.
We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit.
He reportedly blew close to $4 million on a massive warehouse and studio. Hired a whole army of editors, staff, and hosts. Brought on show after show, stacking the roster deep with people like Lil Housephone, AD, T, Rail, Sharp, and Lush. The math was easy in his head. More content equals more money. And for a stretch, it was printing. He went all in on the growth continuing. Mortgage running over 20 bands a month on the building alone. And that number only climbed higher once you stacked on property taxes, insurance, and random repairs. The pandemic ended. People went back outside, and No Jumper's numbers came right back down to earth, but the overhead stayed parked exactly where it was, bleeding cash every single month. YouTube views fell back to regular. Snapchat and Facebook revenue got chopped by 80% or more. The Patreon, which used to be one of their biggest money movers, started tanking too. Revenue was drying up from every angle, and Adam was stuck holding the tab on a building, a deep staff roster, and a monthly burn rate that the business could no longer carry. The gap between what was coming in and what was going out was about to get a whole lot wider. And the money was not the only thing this man was about to fumble. Profiting off pain. There was always a weird energy baked into No Jumper's whole identity. On one side, Adam played the role of the plug who gave underground artists their first real shot before any label or media outlet gave a damn. On the other side, the content had been sliding further and further away from music and deeper into the trenches of street drama, violence, and messy controversy. And the line between documenting the culture and straight-up pimping it for clicks was one that Adam seemed more and more willing to hop over. One of the earliest warning signs came when Boon Gang pulled up to an interview completely gone off something visibly in no shape to be on camera. To keep it a stack, Adam did try to shut it down, but the footage still went up and it racked up 5 million views. He tried that move with Trippie Redd one time, pushing a question about the Tekashi 69 situation that Trippie clearly was not about to entertain. Trippie just ignored the bait entirely, leaving Adam looking goofy on his own show. These moments were stacking up, and the way folks in the culture were looking at Adam was hardening into something permanent. Culture vulture. Straight up. The smoke really hit different when people from outside the no-jumper ecosystem started pulling up and calling him out to his face. One of the most savage exchanges came when a critic went straight at him for making bread off the trauma of young black men caught up in violence. There was no sugarcoating, no diplomacy, just a straight-up call-out. These were real families dealing with real loss, and no jumper was out here flipping that pain into YouTube ad revenue. Adam's defense was that the people on the show benefited from the exposure too, but the critic was not having any of it. He asked if Adam was monetizing this black beef trauma that these guys are going through. And Adam answered,
I mean, incidentally, yes, I am monetizing it because when we make content on YouTube, it's monetized by default.
He said it out loud. He said, the content gets monetized by default, and the people wanted to see it. Adam was not even denying the accusations. He was just framing it like a businessman instead of a vulture. And for a hot minute, some of the audience actually rocked with him, because he was at least keeping it real about what he was doing. But whatever goodwill was still on the table got wiped clean when Adam decided to sit down with Blockstar, the man who got locked up for the murder of Pop Smoke. That decision alone was enough to set the internet ablaze. But the interview itself made the whole thing 100 times worse. Blockstar sat in that chair and showed zero remorse for what happened, talking about it like it was just another day in the field.
It wasn't intentional. I'm not sorry about nothing. It should never happen, but I ain't sorry. I mean, like if I could go back, I'll go back, but I ain't sorry.
Adam tried to spin it as preserving some kind of historical record. He hopped on Instagram to explain himself.
I didn't do that interview because I don't care. That's what a lot of people seem to think, is that Adam just doesn't give a f. That's not the case at all.
Nobody was buying it. The hip-hop community saw it as the final receipt they needed. This man would platform anybody, no matter how foul the situation, if it meant clicks and views. The interview drained whatever goodwill he had left in the community. And from that moment on, the culture vulture tag was not just an opinion anymore. It was gospel burning from the inside. While Adam was getting cooked by the outside world, the internal situation at No Jumper was imploding in ways that were far more personal and far more ugly. The squad that helped carry the platform through its glory days was about to break apart in the most public, messy fashion imaginable. And the thing that set it all off was a moment so reckless that it permanently changed how people viewed Adam as a human being. The whole thing kicked off when a trans guest came on the show and right there in the middle of the conversation appeared to out Lil House Phone for having had a private situation with them.
Never mind.
Come on, let's hear the impression.
No, I was going to impersonate someone that I shouldn't have.
Oh, come on. You've already sold out entire life here.
It got real quick. The guest made it crystal clear that they had no obligation to keep quiet about anything.
I sign NDAs and I take them very seriously, so just letting everybody know that.
I'm guessing.
He didn't convey me. Yeah.
House Phone got blindsided on camera. Something deeply personal, something that was absolutely nobody's business, got dragged out into the open in front of millions of potential viewers. And this was not even the first time Adam had been foul with him. He had already caught heat for making jokes about the abuse that House Phone's mother went through.
He beat the shit out of my mom one time, and I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, and he literally almost killed her.
House Phone shared something real, something raw, something painful, and Adam flipped it into a punchline like it was nothing.
Well, now you're gonna have another weird phone call.
I know, right? I know, actually.
Your uncle gonna be like, you know this guy in the little house phone?
After the outing incident, House Phone hit Adam up and told him straight, do not air that segment. He was crystal clear about it. He called. He sent texts. He put it on the table. Plain as day.
It didn't even sound like you was even listening to me when I called you on the phone.
House Phone already knew what was coming. He had been around Adam long enough to understand that content always took priority over people.
You saw the text messages of me.
I asked you not to put it out.
You asked me to edit it out.
I asked you not to put it out. The first thing that I said was, can you not put it out?
Adam dropped the episode anyway, and that move lit the fuse on a confrontation that would permanently split the No Jumper roster in half. The argument that followed was straight up one of the hardest to watch moments in No Jumper history. House Phone pulled up on him about that weak apology on air, calling it cap. And then Adam threw something absolutely unforgivable back in his face, bringing up the death of the same woman he had clowned before.
Talking about the person that fucking raised me?
Are you actually acting like I have some kind of disrespect for your mom when I can...
That moment right there changed the whole energy. Everybody around Adam watched it go down and understood with total clarity that loyalty, friendship, none of it meant a damn thing to this man when content was on the line. He would weaponize the most personal, painful chapter of your life if it served the show. No hesitation.
This is my
okay.
podcast, and I'm willing to hear out other people's opinions, but if your opinion is that I should have sat there and took that, get the out of here. It's not happening.
It's my podcast.
It's my podcast. He said it like it was a crown nobody could take from him. And in a way, it was his trump card because that declaration told everybody on the roster in no uncertain terms that Adam saw them as pawns on his board, expendable, replaceable tools to be used, and discarded the moment they stopped being useful. The fallout was inevitable. AD and T-Rail, two of the most solid and loyal members of the No Jumper squad, walked out together, side by side. Real ones move in pairs.
Today, we put in our resignation papers today, man. Yeah, man, we left the fort, man. No more AD at No Jumper.
And they were not the only ones who bounced.
No more Duno at No Jumper. No more Smack at No Jumper. We gone, man. Me personally, I feel amazing, man.
That mass exodus gutted the whole operation. These were the voices and the personalities that gave No Jumper its soul. The people who made it feel like a crew instead of just one man's content mill. Adam said he learned from it, but the receipts told a different story. Instead of going back to the roots, back to those in-depth sit-downs with rising rappers that put the channel on, Adam doubled down on the chaos. Fights between guests went viral, and Bro was loving every second of it. The chemistry that once made No Jumper feel like the illest podcast in the game was gone, replaced by something that rire of desperation, volatility, and hollowness. The personal destruction. If the staff walk out wounded Noah's credibility, what happened next in Adam's personal life buried it 6 feet deep. Because the moves Adam made outside the podcast studio turned him into arguably the most clowned public figure on the entire internet, and the smoke from all of it bled directly into the brand in ways that no amount of content, no amount of uploads could ever fix. Adam and his wife, adult film star Lena the Plug, had an open relationship that they were loud about. But things escalated in a major way when Adam helped set the whole thing up for Lena to shoot a scene with adult performer Jason Love. On the Vlad TV interview, Adam walked through the whole game plan himself.
I helped her brainstorm this ingenious plan.
He broke down how the two of them had been chopping it up about the idea for months, even before they walked down the aisle. It was a business play, he said, designed to generate the most eyeballs and the most OnlyFans subscriptions humanly possible.
And we decided that we thought that it was a pretty decent idea, and I kind of wrapped my head around it in the sense of you know what?
The scene dropped, and the reaction hit like a freight train that Adam was not ready for. It turned into one of the biggest news stories in the country for weeks straight. Andrew Tate was discussing it with Tucker Carlson. The memes were relentless and merciless. The TikTok template of Jason Love walking up behind Lena became one of the most recognizable formats on the whole platform. But the real problem popped off when Jason Love started doing his own press tour and told the world he was putting in better work than Lena's actual husband and the father of her child. Adam was heated. He said it violated the professional code, so he made a TikTok declaring Jason Love blacklisted from any future work with Lena. That TikTok pulled 5 million views. Adam leaned all the way in. He treated the entire situation like a viral marketing campaign. And from a strictly financial standpoint, it went crazy. The scene became the highest-earning OnlyFans content of all time. Lena made millions with a capital M Plug Talk. Their joint business doubled in revenue overnight. But within the hip-hop world, none of those numbers mattered even a little bit. The cuck label got superglued to Adam permanently. He tried to argue the technicalities and the semantics of the word, but nobody in the culture was trying to hear any of that. Even Lena started moving different. She was publicly talking down to him in ways that the internet immediately pounced on. And despite the so-called blacklist, word was that Lena kept filming with Jason Love. Anyway, the disrespect was layered at this point. Then came the boxing match, and this is where it went from bad to catastrophic. In January 2026, Adam22 and Jason Love squared up in a celebrity boxing bout promoted by Adam Ross. This was supposed to be Adam's redemption arc, his shot to reclaim some dignity to settle the score with his hands in front of the whole world, but the result was the absolute worst-case scenario. The fight ended in a TKO in the first round, reportedly lasting somewhere around 60 to 70 seconds. Adam looked overwhelmed from the jump and put up next to no resistance before the ref waved it off. To pile on even further, Lena was working as a ring girl for the event and made comments afterward about Jason being very large in multiple ways, which the entire internet unanimously read as the most humiliating possible cosign against her own husband. The memes were vicious. The comment sections were absolutely savage. People online were calling this whole spectacle one of the saddest, most emasculating public events they had ever witnessed. And for a man who had spent years positioning himself as a respected figure in hip-hop, a culture built on masculinity, toughness, and respect, the damage was not just bad. It was permanent and irreversible. After all that, he also went ahead and launched a show called For the Love of Lena, which was basically a reality competition to find dudes to sleep with his wife. Whatever microscopic shred of credibility he might have still had in hip-hop circles was officially dead and gone, going broke. By this point, Adam's reputation was in the gutter. But there was one thing he still had on paper: the business. No Jumper was still a running operation with 4 million subscribers, a lineup of shows, and content dropping every single day. Except behind the curtain, the numbers were painting a completely different picture, and the financial walls were closing in from every direction like a vice grip. Before the money situation even went public, Adam managed to torch his credibility with his own fan base, way that was almost impossible to come back from. He got wrapped up in a crypto rug pull on the Solana blockchain, announcing his involvement in a coup coin just 30 minutes before launch. The coin pumped from 500,000 to 4 million in market cap. Then Adam and the other investors dumped their bags, crashing the whole thing back down to around a 100,000. Classic pump and dump. Textbook finesse. The irony was thick enough to choke on. Adam had literally tweeted against this exact type of scam back in 2021, calling crypto schemes and NFTs equally worthless digital junk. Now, here he was running the same play on his own audience. YouTube investigator CoffeeZilla caught wind of it and pulled up with all the receipts. In DMs that later surfaced publicly, CoffeeZilla told him the truth to his face, saying he shouldn't run a coin, that he's either going to scam or get scammed. Then came the announcement that rocked the whole landscape. In April 2025, Adam dropped a video titled "No Jumper is Going Broke." He came out and said the company was hemorrhaging money and he could no longer keep it under wrap. In a separate sit-down with DJ Vlad, he tried to contextualize the whole mess.
Yeah, it's funny seeing people try to dunk on me where it's like, bro, I chose to share this with the world, so clearly I'm not too embarrassed about it.
He broke down the numbers for everyone to see. The Instagram account, which the team had spent almost a decade building up from nothing, got deleted overnight with zero explanation and no strikes on record. That account had been a major bag. They were selling sponsored posts on it consistently, and that whole revenue stream evaporated practically overnight. On top of that, a lawsuit from former employee Harmonious Yearly came through alleging wrongful termination, and another former employee, Riley G., alleged sexual harassment. Adam called the whole thing an extortion attempt.
Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it still cost us a ton of money already.
The legal fees alone were projected to run into the hundreds of thousands. So, Adam started making cuts. He chopped around 15 employees in a short window, announced the shutdown of the No Jumper store on Melrose in LA, and put the warehouse on the market. In the Vlad interview, he admitted he wished he had kept the overhead slim from the jump, pointing to Vlad's lean model as the blueprint he should have followed all along. But the federal situation is what truly darkened the whole picture to pitch black. When the Big U federal RICO indictment dropped, it swept up Adam's regular co-host Brick Baby and recurring guest Loose Cannon. Then WAC 100 broke the news live on Adam's own platform that the feds had come knocking at his door.
So, man, I just called my attorney to try to get him down there so Adam don't be doing no telling, bro.
Man, they saying Adam's locked up.
Adam later clarified he was not arrested and was cooperating. But the damage to the brand was catastrophic. The perception of No Jumper as a snitch pipeline, a place where the feds could just pull footage and build cases, became impossible to shake. Guests started guarding their words on camera like they were in an interrogation room. One telling moment came when rapper Lil Reese subtly told his homie to stop talking reckless while sitting in the No Jumper studio. Another guest, X4, went completely silent when Adam asked about a street situation, hitting him with a stone-cold stare until Adam had no choice but to switch the subject.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy-ass shootout. What was that situation?
The silence that followed was louder than any answer could have been.
Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
By the end of 2025, Adam himself admitted it was an all-time low for the brand. Joe Button was having the time of his life, watching it all unfold.
These just fall flat on concrete every time. It never f***ing fail.
Longtime viewers were dancing on the grave. The Reddit comments were absolutely ruthless. One user wrote that from a guy who has been watching since 2015. This is so satisfying. Adam was now reduced to sliding into DMs on X, offering to respond for life to anyone who paid $5 a month for a YouTube membership. From kingpin of hip-hop media to begging for $5, that is what rock bottom looks like when you built your throne on sand.
For Adam, this must be really painful. At one point, he was viewed as among the biggest players in hip-hop that people flock to every month.
And that is the whole story of Adam22, a dude who built something real, something that actually moved the needle in hip-hop, and then systematically tore it down through greed, recklessness, cold-blooded treatment of the people closest to him, and a stubborn refusal to ever take an L and learn from it until the bread forced his hand. He still swears he is going to survive this. He still drops content. He still streams. But the era of no jumper being a force in the culture, that is a wrap, and everybody watching knows it. So let me ask you this. When everything started falling apart for Adam, was it bad luck or solely the result of the moves he chose to make? Let me know what you think in the comments. For more videos like this one, click on this next card on your screen.